So today we're going to work on finishing our Christmas budget list. I will see you guys one more time next week so we can finish up then if we don't get something done. But last time we were together, we only were able to get things set up. So what I want to be able to do today is to get you started. So if you have it muted, I can hear myself in the room. That means somebody didn't mute. So get your mute off so we don't have echo. There we go. All right, so you're going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and you're going to go to Google Classroom. Can you do that with Zoom on? Are you able to get to both and do both? Yes. So what will probably happen is the Zoom screen is going to go in behind Google Classroom. So you just need to listen to me, but you guys should be hearing me through by your headphones. Okay. All right. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can? That way I can see. Make sure everybody, where's my view? There we go. Very good. All righty. Sounds good. Thank you, everybody. All right, so let me share my screen. Get to the right one here. To the whole screen. All right, so what we're gonna do is go down to where it says Christmas wish lists on a budget. It'll be underneath your holiday activities. And go ahead and click on that. And you created it last time, so all you have to do this time is click on View Assignment. And on the right-hand side where it says Your Work, you're going to click on the one with your name. And if you're just getting started, you'll do the same thing and yours will just be blank, and I'll show you how to get it set up. All right, so remember we're creating a wish list of things that we want for Christmas. Last time we were together, we got our column headings in. So your job now is to go out and grab a new tab in Google Classroom, or a new tab in Google, and do a search for one thing you know you want for Christmas. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up one thing that you might want for Christmas. I don't know. Let's see. And when you're going to look for the item that you want to put on your spreadsheet, you actually want to be looking at an item where you can actually see the price of the item. So you're going to make sure that you can actually see a size choice, a color choice, and how much it's going to cost. So something like this site here allows us to be able to see that. So take a look, find a product. And then I'm going to take you back to the spreadsheet and show you what to do with it. So with this product, the first thing you have to do is find the name of the product, okay? So you can actually click and drag and select it, or you can type it, okay? It's your choice. So if I would click and drag and highlight the name of my product, I can then copy it, right? So I can do my Control-C, or I can just remember it in my brain, okay? And now you're gonna return to the spreadsheet. All right, so you're gonna go to row number 2, and you're gonna click in the cell A2. All right, what A2 is gonna ask for is what is the name of that product. So this is where you can now do your Control-V. And when it comes in, it's probably gonna look similar to what it looked like on the web. And it might be huge and big font size, which that's what happened here with mine. So if I go ahead with that little clipboard still showing and click on the option, paste values only, what it will do is just give me the letters and not all the large fonts. I click on that, it shrinks it down. Now in this case, it actually took my second piece here and put it in a second row. So I'm gonna just come up here and copy that and click here on basketball socks and add it behind there. And then just hit backspace to get rid of that. Okay, so A2 should have the name of your product. Everybody get it transferred okay? Yes. Okay, good. That's a good problem to have. All right. All right, how many of you have it where you can't see the entire name of your product because the product name was too long? All right, so everybody watch this because at some point you probably are going to need this. Between the columns A and B is a line. And if you take your mouse to that line, your arrow turns into a black arrow. It's like pointing to one direction. I think on the Chromebooks, does it look like a double-headed arrow?
Yeah.
Yep. So what you're going to do is get that arrow to show up and then double click. So tap, tap. And then the column will grow for however long the words are. Okay. Now, if you pick another product and it's even longer, you just have to go back and redo that. Okay. All right. So column B then is your website. So we're going to go back to our site where we found our product. You want to give a link to where I can actually go and buy it. So this is your link right up here. This is your web address. So you're going to click on it one time. Just click on that one time. You're going to copy it. Control C. We are headed back to the spreadsheet. Oops, wrong one. We are going to cell B2 and we're going to do Control V. Now, this one is going to come in and it's automatically going to be blue. It's automatically a hyperlink, okay? So same thing, you can come up here where the B and the C line is, get the black double-headed arrow and tap, tap. And it'll grow for the length of the website. Everybody doing okay? Yeah. All right. All right, next it says store name. So what store name is, basically, you're going to just find your website. So if you're at Amazon right now, you're just going to type Amazon. But I'm at the Nike store. So I'm just going to come back and I'm going to type in Nike store. So that one you're going to have to physically type, okay? Now the next couple columns, D and E, may or may not need to be filled out, okay? So on this one, I have to give a color choice. What color do I want? And the color choice needs to match what my color choice options are, okay? So I have to like go ahead and pick it and take a look at it and know what color name it is. Now this site, unfortunately, doesn't actually say the name of the color, but I'm gonna choose that I want the navy and white sock. So I'm gonna go back here and just type in navy/white. Now, if yours doesn't have a color choice, this column is left empty. Okay. Same thing with size. Again, pick out what your size is going to be. So obviously on mine, I have to pick what shoe size. Again, some of yours you may not have to pick a size due to the fact that your product is not a size oriented. So you might actually have nothing in that column. Then you're going to say how many you want for quantity. So I only want one pair of socks. And then I'm going to come over here for cost and put in how much the cost is going to be. So it's $14 for socks on mine. I'm not going to put in any dollar signs. I'm just going to leave it as a solid number. All right. And then you're done with product one. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I want you to continue to look for your products. Remember, you're trying to do this on a budget. So if you are done with the first product, you can go look for the second product. And I am going to answer a few questions here in the classroom. And then I will be right back in a second to be able to show how to do the calculations. Hey guys, remember, this is a project that's called Christmas on a Budget, okay? $200. And you have to have 3 to 5 items, all right? So you got to work within the parameters here. All right, you've been working on trying to put your products in. So if your mute is off, go ahead and turn that mute back on. Alrighty, so what we're going to work on now is I'd like you to go over to column H. Column H is what we're going to use for total price. And right now I told you not to put anything more than your cost in there. So I'm going to go back to our example here. And so I have a cost of those socks of $14. And H has total price, but there's nothing there. So click on H2 right now. Okay. H2 is where we're going to form a calculation. And what we have to do is we're going to take and let me see if I can annotate here. We'll draw. We're going to take our quantity times our price to get our total price. All right. So with that being said, we're going to click in H2 and we're going to start off our calculation with an equal sign because that is what it starts with. So type an equal sign. And now all you have to do is click with your mouse where the numbers are. So I'm going to click in F2, click. Notice how F2 is now behind the equal sign. And then I'm going to hold down the shift key and hit the 8 for the asterisk, that little star above the 8. That is your multiplication sign. And now you're going to click where your price is. So we're going to click in G2. So click. So if I come back here to H2 and I look, it should say equals F2 times G2. Now the answer to this on mine should be $14. So if I hit enter, it changes that calculation into the answer. Okay. So again, H2. So if you lost me, let's try it again. I'll do it with you again. So if you're in H2, you're going to type an equal sign. You have to click with your mouse, where is the quantity number? That would be F2, so click there. You now need to say what kind of math you're going to do. This is the asterisk on the 8. We're going to hold down shift and type an 8. And now you need to say, where is the price? The price is in G2, so I'm going to click in G2. So if I look back at H2, it reads equal F2 times G2. All I have to do is hit the enter key and I should get the answer. Okay, and the answer really should be your cost unless you're buying 2 of these, because watch what happens. Let's say I need 2 pairs of socks. If I change my 1 to a 2 and hit enter, total price automatically changes. Right? Now, the last calculation I'm going to do is a calculation to see, have I spent $200 yet? So I'm going to have you, I told you had to have at least 3 to 5 items. So I'm going to go down to H6. And what I'm going to do here is add up all of my numbers. Now I only have 1 right now, so it'll be pretty easy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, same thing, I'm going to start with an equals. So you guys should be trying to do this with me. So we're in H6. So if the first one didn't work for you, I'll come around and help you in a second. See if you can try this with me. Go to H6. Start with an equals. And here we're going to do where we're adding a whole bunch together. So we're going to do the word sum. You have to type it S-U-M. You then are going to put a parenthesis. This is on the number 9 key. So hold down shift and type a 9. Okay, now you're going to highlight from the very first price all the way down to this empty box above where you're currently typing. So I'm going to click and drag. And then I end it with the other parenthesis, which is on the 0. Shift and 0. And I'm going to hit enter. I've spent $14 so far. So if I just show you really quick, if I put in random prices for other things, I'll show you. And I can come over here, drag that down. I've spent 180 so far. So it's a way for you to kind of keep track. So with your calculations already in place, you're going to be able to see how much money you're spending. Okay. Now, the last thing is to keep that running total back here on the first price, you have to use that little square. Do you see that little square in the corner? You're going to take your mouse to it. It'll go from an arrow to a plus sign. Once you get that plus sign, you're going to just drag down and highlight all the empties right before that total price. I'm going to let go, and it's going to put zeros for those because I don't have anything over here. But as soon as I start to put in, I want one of this, it costs $34, it automatically calculates and changes the total price. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you keep working to sign off and say bye. Bye. And I will see you guys soon.